let me put this in perspective for you guys.
Mm.
So there's this YouTuber who he became popular recently that he said he went in an interview and he said he wants to run for president when he turns 35. Now let's move it to your 25-year-old thing. He can actually run right now since he is 26. Would
Yeah.
you want Logan Paul to be your president?
Well, I mean, if he wins the election fair and square,
Yeah, yeah. Like if the democratic process is that fucking like brain dead to where they would elect Logan Paul as the president of the United States, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have a problem with it.
But
I mean, I would
like
disagree,
him to
but
run for president.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
look, I wouldn't like Hillary Clinton to run for president because I think she's a fucking slime bag, but
but at least she's
it's out
more
of my
mature.
control.
Do you think that
No,
No.
I honestly think Logan Paul has more maturity than Hillary Clinton.
Yes,
I
easily.
don't think so.
Because
I really
everything she
don't think
says is
so.
fake. She doesn't have to actually grow herself as a person because she can just spat out like pre-recorded lines and just
Well,
go
it's
with
because she's
that.
already grew as a person. If you think about it, she's at the age where she already grew. Logan Paul's still growing as a
She,
person.
I don't know if she look. This is what Hillary Clinton doesn't have on Logan Paul. Hillary Clinton has not grown out from her mistakes. All right, Hillary Clinton has done a lot of fucking mistakes. Right, she did. She had the Benghazi situation. She had the Hillary Clinton Foundation taking funds from foreign governments
And don't
and
forget
not
the
reporting
emails.
them. Yeah, she deleted almost 40,000 emails
Was
without
it
any
30,000?
repercussions. 30,000, whatever. But the point is, she's made many mistakes, but she hasn't learned from any of them. At
And she
least
hasn't
Logan
had to.
Paul. Yeah, at least Logan fucking Paul, right? Biggest mistake, the Japanese forced.
Right.
He's learned from that,
He
okay?
has. He's still
That,
kind of a douche, but he's better now. He's much better. And that kind of personal growth happened within the earlier half of his 20s. Now, he's in his later half, and he's more mature. Yes, he's still kind of an idiot. I wouldn't want him as my president, but I wouldn't be against him running.
definitely.
But okay, how I'm thinking like this is like I would not want people like him to run or try to run our country because I feel like they're just immature. They make too many mistakes because at that age you're making all these mistakes. So in your 30s, you learn from those mistakes and you've learned and you're mature. That's what I'm trying to get because like in your 20s, that's what you do.
Here's the thing, right? Yes, as technology advances, people are going to be able to live longer. But on some level, your physical prime is still going to probably be in the first, like, your 20s. When you're in your 20s, you are arguably the most mentally and physically sound. Now, I'm talking more late 20s because if you're like 22 or 21 or whatever, you're probably still going to be a little stupid. You're still going to be a little bit of a kid. But if you're like 26, 25, 27, you're at your prime. You're at your peak. And ideally, we would have people like that as president, not fucking skeletons. I don't know. I feel like this whole like this weird puppet charade of these two political parties like propping up corpses to debate each other while they're like barely being held together and just saying keep that heart beating, keep him in office. It's like why can't we have a president that is actually competent and will live long enough to see the end of his term? I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like that's like a basic thing, and that would only be encouraged by reducing the age limit to be president of the United States. I mean, look, 35 isn't bad, but it's the minimum, and so there's no maximum. So you can just have these like absolute like I don't know. You kind of get my point, but it's just like
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I also agree with you, Chao, though, and I'm a strict constitutionalist. But
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that
too.
I think the revive was the good. It was a good call at the time, bad call right now. I think it should be reduced to 25. I think
25 is
that's
reasonable.
yeah. I think that's when
I think that's a bit too low though.
Well, okay,
I
but
think 30. I'll meet you in the middle. 30. Because then again, like 25, your brain just finished developing. You still need new information. Some people are still in college. You still have to learn more about the government, how it works, how, the networking works. You still need to learn a lot.
Right, but remember, Horta, fuck, Sunny, right? But remember, Sunny, this is just a minimum, right? So it doesn't have to be, like every president just starts joining, from 25. But the thing is, 25 makes sense because it's a scientifically proven cutoff point at where the brain fully develops. Before 25 doesn't make sense because you're still an immature person. But 30, while not bad, again, like 35, it's definitely better, but it's still sort of, it lacks that late 20s gate of opportunity where most people arguably get the most out of their lives. The hardest grind, the most work. And as for people learning and, acquiring life skills, that's what the early 20s are for, right? And that's what, adolescence and arguably even the later parts of childhood. These are all parts for developing character, but once you're 25, your character's mostly done. I mean, not forever. Obviously, you'll still grow as a person, but I'm just saying, like, 25 I feel like makes a lot more sense than 30, but both are way better than 35.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness.